All right, good morning. We're going to be talking. John wants to talk about May Pang. Yes. We've been going back and forth. Cynthia was in the other night, and she was kind of not coming to May's defense, but kind of telling me to, you know what? Cynthia was way out of line, and Cynthia's not coming in for a while until she learns how to not be way out of line with my woman. You. All right. She's no one to give advice. All right, fine. Cynthia's no one to give advice. Yeah, she knows she's out of line. She knew it right away, but it was too late. She puts her foot in her mouth more than you might think. Okay. All right, just going to say a few things. In the event that May has yet another documentary coming out, you can't believe everything you see, and the pictures tell 1,000 words, and most of the words that pictures tell are not visible to the naked eye. And pictures are very deceiving too. So whatever pictures she has, I encourage you to look at my body language, especially around her. Mm-hmm. How many pictures do you see out there of me with my arms around that woman? Pang. Now, I want to bring up a fact that I'm going to start dispelling one by one. She lies compulsively, right? She lies compulsively. She's a compulsive liar. She's a damaged person. Okay? She came on to me. I'm not saying that I was helpless against her. I was more than willing to take advantage of the situation. But she was flirting with me from the get-go. She was flirting with me constantly. All right? She was aware that my marriage was with Yoko was kind of strained. The reason my marriage was strained at the time had to do with my relationship with Lena. However, Pang made herself available. I didn't chase her. I didn't round her up. I didn't chase after her ass like she was the most desirable woman in the world. I did mention to Yoko she would give it to me, that one. So Yoko said, well, then maybe you should just go for it because you need to get your yayas out somewhere, and she's not a threat to this union, meaning my relationship with Yoko, and also my relationship with Lena. See, Yoko was well aware of my relationship with Lena, right? Just trying to keep this straight because there's so many women involved here. But I do want to make it very clear. Pang makes it seem like she was controlled. She was not controlled. She was not really manipulated either. We have used that word in the past. But what we can call it is she's an opportunist who saw an opportunity and jumped on it. It helped that I was a young, good-looking, the biggest rock star known to the free world. I'll tell you what, she would have done it with quite a few rock stars back in the day if she had the chance. But I was an easy target because she was already working within the structure of the corporate end. She was a fucking Rolodex. All right. And it became something more in her mind. I was dishonest with her often. I had to be. For my own protection. I did not trust her. She was never going to be a permanent fixture in my life. It was never going to be. I was not in love with her. I was compromised emotionally and psychologically, and yes, chemically, during my time when I made the wrong-headed decision to use her in the manner that I used her. I discarded her rather unceremoniously. That's not because I'm a cruel person. It's not because I'm a vicious person. It's because, quite frankly, it was time for her to go. And I could often be an abrupt person in my decisions. And she was one of my necessary, abrupt decisions. She was getting a little too cozy. She liked the idea of being the wife of a beetle. I started to feel like she would trap me with a pregnancy. You felt that she was... I did feel that that was going to be the next thing. I'm very psychic. I could feel that coming. I was very strict with her about it. No kids. You're on the pill, good. But as her desperation grew, and it did, as time went by and it became clearer and clearer that this was not really going to go anywhere, I fended her off with bullshit stories. Yes, I lied to her about maybe buying a house with her. I liked that little house out on the island, but that was not going to be our house together, me and her, that she tells everyone. It was not going to be that. I was unfaithful, dishonest, and disloyal to her. I had to be. She was not... shouldn't have been. So you're saying this, you want to clear the air on this, and you want to say this because of the new documentary she has coming out? Yes, I do. I do. And I want to make sure that it is seen. This video is seen. The right people will see it. The right people have you on their radar now. You know what to do, Lena. Okay, fine. Was there anything else you wanted to add about May Pang? She was not controlled and she was not manipulated. That made me angry. In the description of her newest film, her little Tribeca thing, she writes in the blog liners, May Pang, in the third person, was a young girl, 19, i.e. controllable. Why were you controllable? When Lena was a 19-year-old girl, nobody could control her. She was just like me, John. Nobody fucking did anything to her without her permission. Nobody. What's wrong with you, May? You want to go around saying, I was controlled. 19 is not young. No, it's not, May. I was... You were very unsavvy for your age if you were so easily controlled. Can I add one more thing? You can, but let me take the words and take them. Because I know I don't want you to get carried away and that it'll seem like a rant from Lena. A rant? No. No one controlled her. She was after me. She had an eye on me. She was always flirting with me. I was not chasing after her like a lovesick fool the way she paints it out, ripping off her panties every opportunity. She was right there. She wanted a piece of the action, and she wanted it bad. And the more she got, the more she wanted. And I don't mean just, having sex with Johnny. I mean she wanted the life. She wanted to be the wife. She wanted to mother the children, and she wanted to be Mrs. fucking Lennon. And that's all she wanted to be. She talks about hatred with such hatred about Yoko to this day. How Yoko controlled her. How Yoko brainwashed me. How Yoko do. No. You little miscontrolled girl. Where was your control? Why couldn't you walk away from that situation? Why? Because you wanted the life. You were not in love with me. How could you be in love with me? I treated you like shit. Nobody could be in love with somebody who treated them the way that I treated you, May. That's not love. That's some kind of infatuation with being in love with the idea of being with a rock star, the most famous rock star in the world, a fucking Beatle. And you never got over that the Beatle publicly just dumped your ass, even though you wore the cute little outfits and everybody thought you were the cutest little thing anyone ever saw. Not everybody thinks that either, by the way. So you can stop playing that card and stop playing the I was controlled card. Do you think we're going to watch that thing? No. If it comes on, it'll be free soon. You're not paying any fucking money to watch that thing. But, we'll look at snippets of it, just see. But I can pretty much tell you what's in it. If you want to know blow by blow. But you're psychic, Lena. I think you know, too. Yeah, the same old shit. She's boring. Yeah, that's the whole thing. She is a bore. A big bore and a big drag. Never did anything with your life besides this. Well, she does some stuff. Yeah, well, this is the This is the focal point she has chosen to. She writes, everyone's been asking me, when am I going to put out a film? Who's been asking you that? No one's asking you that. You just can't stop and get it off your mind that it just didn't work out with you, May. Right. And that I was on to you. Mm. You like being part of that little club. You like going to the parties. You like going to the Grammy. You like all that shit. Mm. I could give a GD about it. You liked it. I'm going to sit here in the middle of all this grinning, and I'm in the middle of all this. Look, I'm sitting next to Alice Cooper. I'm sitting next to Ronnie Spector. Look at me. Me. What are you doing? What are you doing to have earned your place here? Except made a couple of phone calls and ordered a couple of plates of Chinese food once in your life. Oh, and what, stopped the big star? Congratulations. I like it. You like this video? Yeah, I do. I feel better about it. I'm just combing my brain, my thoughts, trying to think if there's anything else I want to dispute about all the things that I've written or seen that she has said about our relationship and about my behaviors and so on and so forth. The bottom line is she doesn't know me. She never knew me. She thought she knew me. She was not easily controlled, but you know what? Easily fooled. Easily fooled. But she was a very controlling person and really tried. She really tried to manipulate her way around a rock star's world, something that she knows nothing about. You're a lackey. You're a lackey. That's all you ever were. And then you became a glorified lackey. And then guess what? You were a glorified lackey groupie. And then guess what? You were tossed out on your ass. Just the way they all get tossed out on their ass. When they're not the real thing. When they're not the real thing. May. All right, Lena. Okay. I love you. I love you a lot.